Welcome to Ask Me Anything Part 2. If you haven't seen Part 1, I'll put the link right there. Let's continue, shall we? Hi Monique, my question is, if you could star in any TV show, past or present, which one would it be, and what is your all-time favorite film or movie, as you say in the USA? Oh gosh, well, Gone with the Wind, of course. I would have loved to have been an actress back in the day. Of course, I say that because we put this sort of patina of glamour on it, but the reality is it really wasn't all that great to be an actress back in the day. Women had very few rights and were really treated like pieces of meat, and they still are to a certain extent, but people are getting better about it. TV series, gosh, I don't watch a lot of TV, so I'm not sure I'm qualified to give that answer. I would love to be on any TV series. I would love to be a part of anything where you got to create a character and work on it every week and really fine-tune that character and have it become part of people's everyday lives. As to what particular show that would be, I don't know what. I can't see myself as a replacement for anybody on any particular show, but I would like to be on something comedic. I'd like to be on something that had some drama. I'd like to be on something that had some heart and soul. I'd like to be on something that inspired people. But yeah, ultimately, I'd be really happy just to have any TV show. Again, if you go back to the first Ask Me Anything, I said that I have never even auditioned for a pilot. I've only even auditioned for soap operas twice in my entire career. And one time was completely the wrong part. I think I was 27, 28 at the time, and they brought me in for a 17-year-old. And I'm sorry, but I have had this same face since I was 4 years old, 3 years old. I have looked the same forever, and I never looked like a 17-year-old, even when I was 17. So that was kind of crazy being up on that part. And then recently I was brought in on something that they wanted me to cut my hair and dye it blonde, and it was not even really a part, and I was booked on a film and I had cleared it with my agent. I said, why did you submit me on that? You know I'm not going to change my hair. He's like, oh, they'll see you anyway. No, they were very, very angry with me coming in. They said, why are you even here? We made it very clear in the audition, in the casting, that we were not going to see anybody who wasn't willing to cut and color their hair. And I said, I made it very clear to my agent that I wasn't going to change my hair, and he told me otherwise. So I'm very sorry to waste your time. And they will probably never bring me in again, because even though it wasn't my fault, that is how the industry works. Really got off topic on that, didn't I? It's no wonder the last video took so darn long. I would like to know what purple shampoo you were using. Fanola No Yellow Shampoo. Does your boyfriend do the YouTube, some like that? He's not on any form of social media, anywhere, any place. How long do you think it will take to move to a more permanent house? And where do you want to live when you have a choice? That is a terrific question. Hopefully soon. We are really just holding on whenever his condo sells. When his condo sells, then we can start looking for a house. So hopefully it sells soon. We would ideally like to end up in the Hollywood Hills. Our dream house is the Stall House. It is a very mid-century modern with this fantastic view of the city. We have a laundry list of must-haves and wish list items that we have for our house. And actually what I want to do is create a vision board for our house. We're not really set on the exact style. It could be mid-century modern. We both very much like that. But we also tend to like that Mediterranean look that you see a lot in older homes here in Los Angeles. But we want it to be someplace where we have a view. That is something that matters to us. And we would like to have a vegetable garden because that is something that matters to us. And it would be nice to have a pool, but that's not a deal breaker. It definitely needs to be someplace where we can do a lot of entertaining. We want to have parties. We want to entertain a lot. We both really, really enjoy that. And we enjoy talking about the parties that we're going to have and the menus that we will plan and the themes that we will have and who we will invite. And we do enjoy that a lot. But we're not married to any particular, it must be this. We're open. We're gonna go out and look and see what speaks to us both and what we both feel strongly about. And hopefully it doesn't take too long because we're really excited to get there. I'd like to know what kind or if you've had acting classes and what would you recommend? There are so many different acting schools, and I think they are all good and valuable, and I think it really depends on each individual whose training works for you and whose training speaks to you. I studied at the Beverly Hills Playhouse under Milton Katselas and Jeffrey Tambor, but it was Milton's teachings, and they helped me tremendously and have given me a wonderful foundation. I should be in acting class now at this point in my life because you should always be in acting class, and it is bad that I am not, but I am selfish at this point in my life, and I like my time, and I don't want to dedicate as much of my life to the acting as I did back in my youth. I sacrificed a lot of relationships in my life to dedicate myself to my craft, and those relationships suffered, and I'm now at a point in my life where I value the relationships to an extent where I'm going to be selfish, and if it means that my acting career suffers for it, then that is where I am right now. 2 years from now, I may say, honey, you're going to need to have less of me because I need to study. And I'm sure Howard will be very agreeable with that because he is the most perfect man in the world, which is disconcerting. I hope that answers that question. Are you able to do more wig tutorials with your friend Byron? I would love to. Byron and I have been friends since we were in high school together. We did theater together when we were teenagers. I hope that we get to do some more wig tutorials. Unfortunately, what he does as a wig designer, we kind of opened that up to you, to the public, and he had some really, really bad experiences with some people who tried to work with him and then ripped him off, didn't pay him, were just really abusive towards him, and I think he got a little turned off of it. You know, people didn't seem to realize that they were dealing with an actual human being. They sort of seemed to think that he was like some generic website and that there wasn't a human being on the other end. And, you know, they would buy wigs and then demand that they get, he just had a lot of really, really bad situations, and I think he got a little turned off of it. But never say never. Maybe in the future I might be able to talk him into it, because isn't he a joy? Isn't he a wonderful person? I love him so much. Oh, and an idea for video. Although we all know you love your tacos, would you be so kind as to make a video what you eat on an average day? Because you look so healthy and full of energy. Thank you. That is a good idea for a video. I should do a video about what I eat in a day, but I promise you, it's pretty darn boring. We eat Monday through Thursday, we eat pretty much the same thing for dinner. It is a salad. It is a big salad that has all sorts of veggies in it and usually some smoked salmon. But yeah, my diet is pretty boring. It is a lot of fruits and vegetables, a little bit of fish. I rarely eat beef anymore. That is something I only have maybe once every few months. And chicken, I have maybe twice a month. For the most part, it's produce, it's plants. That's most of my diet. It's not terribly exciting, but yeah, I would love to do that soon. What is the worst scene you ever had to act through? The most interesting actor you played against? How do you deal with kissing scenes? Worst part of growing older and best? If you could do a collab with another YouTuber, who would you choose? What role would be your ultimate dream role to play? And if you could pick one product to keep of all your makeup, what would you keep? Oh boy, you know how verbose I am. That could take me an hour just to answer that one person's questions. Boy, did you open up a Pandora's box. Let's see, worst scene you ever had to act through. There are so many. Gosh, if I tell that story, then I have to learn how to bleep because my language is going to get very colorful and full of F-bombs, but that's what the story entails. So yeah, maybe we'll save that. Suffice it to say that an actor decided that he could just help himself to my anatomy. And although I asked him many times to keep his hands to himself, he did not do that until I eventually blew up and there was quite a bit of yelling and cursing. That was a bad scene. Oh boy, I could write a book of bad scenes. Actors who are selfish and not giving to other actors and trying to pull focus on themselves throughout the scene. Actors who need to change the scene because they are on ego trips and they need to feel that it's all about them and they need to just, so many bad scenes. But I've done 140 movies, so there's going to be a lot of negative experiences. But fortunately, more positive experiences than negative. The most interesting actor you played against. I did a series called Moving Numbers, and the man who played my husband in that, John Colton, is the most divinely wonderful human being, and he has some fabulous stories. And all I can say is that I want to be John Colton when I grow up. He is so cool. He is so awesome. So yeah, that's my number one actor, John Colton. I'll drop a link to his IMDb page. How do you deal with kissing scenes? A lot of Altoids. Kissing scenes are uncomfortable. It's interesting with a kissing scene on film versus a kissing scene in real life. In a kissing scene in real life, when you are passionately making out with someone in real life, you want to get deep into that kiss and you're just like completely in each other. And that looks terrible on camera. It really does not look very good. It's more cinematic to see people coming together and separating, coming together and separating, and that hovering around and then coming together and separating, seeing the light pass through. So kissing on camera is visually very different from kissing in real life. So that does make it easier in a way. Sometimes you're working with an actor and they want to like get in there and like, and then it's like, okay, now all you're doing is putting my lipstick up here and over here. We're gonna have a massive cleanup, and it's not even gonna be good on camera because it's not even pretty. But how do you deal with kissing scenes? You talk to your actor first. You talk to your director. It's always all about communication. You make sure that everybody is comfortable with everything to a certain level. You say the words, "I don't want your tongue in my mouth," or "Feel free to kiss me as deeply as you like, as deeply as you think is appropriate for the character." Because it really depends on the characters and who these people are, because who these people are not the same as you and your scene partner. It's like, it is not me and John Colton. It is, he is Bob Sanders and I am Beth Sanders, his wife. And they're different, so we are going to behave differently as characters than we would in real life. And it's just important to talk a lot and to really make sure that everybody knows that everything is consensual and everyone's all on the same page and there's no surprises. And Altoids. A lot of Altoids. There is nothing worse than having a kissing scene with somebody who has just eaten a bagel full of lox and onion and cream cheese. That's all I'm saying. If you could do a collab with another YouTuber, who would you choose? Candy Johnson. She is absolutely adorable. I love her energy. I love how happy she is. I feel like she could be my friend, and she does amazing makeup. So, Candy, if you see this, love to. Yeah, she's never gonna see this. What role would be your ultimate dream role to play? Somebody magical. Somebody powerful. Some great witch. Some great politician. Somebody who goes through some stuff and comes out on the other side better for it. Yeah. That's what I got. If you could pick one product to keep of all your makeup, what would you keep? Oh, hands down, the Color Science sunscreen. The brush-on sunscreen. Because that's less about how it looks and more about what it's doing for me and the convenience factor. So that would be my one that I kept. It's not very glamorous, but it's practical. I love, love, love your storytime video on the haunted set of your movie. Do you have any other interesting movie-related tales? You're such a good long-form storyteller. Thank you. I have so many movie-related stories. I kind of feel guilty when I get to this point where it's like, so this one time on this movie set, we blah, 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 blah. I have a gazillion movie-related stories. I could almost do a YouTube channel that was just me telling movie-related stories. The reason I don't do that is because not everybody wants their stories told. And it's just not as interesting enough if I'm saying, well, this guy and that guy on this movie, and I'm not giving you the details, but I don't necessarily want to hurt other people or shame other people, or even if I think something's funny and they don't, or I don't see the harm in it and they do, so I don't want to tell other people's stories. I only tell my own. But yeah, I got lots of movie stories. I got a lot of movie stories. I would like to know what job you have done that was your most favorite and the ultimate worst. When I was selling fitness apparel in Costco, that was the worst. Not that the job was bad, the company was great, but I had to do a lot of traveling. I was living out of a suitcase, and it involved just standing on my feet in Costco for many hours a day, just sort of showing people the clothes, and it was so mind-numbing. Nobody goes into Costco looking to get customer service from a sales rep. They want to just buy their thing and disappear. So it was just, just going to work all day and feeling unwanted and unappreciated. And yeah, I really didn't like it. What was the best job? Being an actor. and being a YouTuber. Those are seriously the best jobs. Because being a YouTuber doesn't feel like a job. I do make money on the advertising, so it is my job, but I don't work for anybody but me. It's just you and me, and we hang out and we talk, and sometimes I'm a complete idiot, and sometimes I make sense, and sometimes a little bit of both, and hopefully we all have fun and are entertained while doing it, and I'd say that's pretty much an awesome job. Working on Magic Funhouse was a magical, wonderful experience. Working on Cuck was hard and satisfying. Yeah, being an actor, being a YouTuber, those are the best. When are you gonna take out those old implants? Take care of your health. Thank you. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't remember, you haven't seen the old Ask Me Anything, I have breast implants from 1988, and I have had them looked at Kaiser, and they have been determined to be in excellent condition and no problems with them. So they told me to leave them be. So really the only reason for me to replace them would be because I want to change them. And I will at some point, but I don't have a date on that. And it's I'm gonna have to save up some money for that. I don't really want them bigger, but I want them softer. They're saline, and I'd rather they be silicone. They're also perfectly in position for my 24-year-old self, or 23, how old was I when I got them done? 1988. I don't math. So they're perky and right up here, and I'm 53, and how many 53-year-olds have boobs that are perky and right up here, except when they're fake? So I would like them to be a little lower and a little curvier on the outside and a little saggier. I'd like them to look a little more real. I don't particularly want them bigger. I'll stay at a B-C cup, you know, right on the edge of a B-C, because I'm not a large woman, and I think anything larger than that would be weird on my frame. Howard would just as soon I get rid of them 100%. Do you guys think you will get married or not there yet? You know, it's something we haven't even talked about. We have not had that, where's my hair right there? We have not had that discussion, and I'm in no hurry for that discussion. We are both traditional people, and I would imagine that eventually we will get there, but we both feel really solid about what we have right now, and we're not in any hurry to change that. My question is, what is the recipe for lemon drop martinis? Oh, I don't know, honey, I just order them. I don't make them. I think it's pretty much, you squeeze some lemon in with some vodka, and you shake it up, and you pour it into a glass that has a sugar rim. You might add a little bit of sugar, but yeah, I think that's basically it, but I don't make them, I just order them. When do we get to meet your sweetheart, Howard? Again? After he's retired, you'll get to meet him, and I don't have a date on that yet, but it's not all that far off in the future. My only question I would have is, how much has your life changed in the past 2 years? In the past 2 years, my life has completely changed. When I first moved back to LA and resumed my career as an actress and made the decision at that time to cut off all my hair and bleach out the tiny bit that was left, and then let the gray grow in from there, my life has changed so dramatically. If you've seen the video for starting over, my video for starting over, you know that I went through what I called my year of austerity. And in that year of austerity, I had nothing. I didn't go anywhere, I didn't do anything because I had nothing. That was really good for launching a YouTube channel because all I did was make videos and edit videos and put the video up and then do it again and then do it again. So I was able to churn out 5 or 6 videos a week, and it was because I had no life. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. I didn't go out when friends invited me because I couldn't afford to. I gave up my car. I didn't have any money, so that changed it. Right around 2 years ago, I got cast in the show Magic Funhouse, which did not make a huge amount of money. It's not like I was making tons of money. It was well below SAG scale. But Magic Funhouse was really a turning point in my life. I took my money from Magic Funhouse and I bought a car at an auction for $3,200, which was pretty much all the money I made on Magic Funhouse. So then I had a car and I was able to get to places. And I had a little bit of money. So I could go out with my friends and I could see things and start doing things. I could buy makeup. I started dating Howard a few months after that. The first couple of months we were dating, he didn't even know I was just on a TV series. It wasn't until the series was coming out and I said, by the way, you should know that this TV series that I did, and he was like, what, wait, what, huh? You're on a TV series? I said, yeah. So that kind of got my career really going again. And once I started working more as an actor, I was unavailable to make as many YouTube videos. So that has really changed my life. I hate that I don't get to churn out 6 videos a week anymore, but when I was churning out those videos, the only reason I was able to do so many videos was because I had nothing in my life, and I don't want to go back to having nothing in my life. So it's really a trade-off. That's how my life has changed. I love being able to make YouTube videos. As much as I have downtime, I will make them. They're different from how they were back then, just because my life is different from how my life was back then. I have love, I have stability, I have a career, I have respect of my peers. I had none of that 2 years ago. So yeah, that's how my life has changed in the last 2 years. My question is good sleep important to you? Is it part of your health and wellness? Oh God, good sleep is so important to my health and wellness. Do I get it? No. I'm a lifetime insomniac. I do not sleep well at all. I am lucky if I get 4 and 5 hours sleep a night. I am fortunate in that I live in a state where cannabis is legal, and I do get edibles, and I get these little gummies, and I will eat a gummy before I go to sleep, and that seems to keep me asleep a little bit longer. So then I can usually manage 6 hours sleep. I would love to get more sleep. Sleep is really, really valuable, and I have never in my life been a good sleeper. Asked and answered. Here's a great question. Have you ever considered permanent eyeliner? When my vision started to go, I had mine done. What do you think of it for yourself? I have definitely considered permanent eyeliner. I'm not going to do it though. I will tell you why. Because I'm an actor. As an actor, we need to be malleable. We need to be able to change ourselves into different things. I was very hesitant to get my eyebrows microbladed. I asked every makeup artist that I worked with on set what their thoughts were about microblading before I decided to do it. And everybody was positive on it. But eyeliner is different because people in all time periods have eyebrows. So people in the 1700s have eyebrows. But did the people in the 1700s have a perfect cat eye? I have to be able to portray many different things. And as a woman, who's not an actor, I would 100% do permanent eyeliner. I think it looks awesome. I think it makes your life so much easier. Totally down with that. As an actor, there is a softness and a vulnerability you have with an eye that doesn't have liner. And for certain roles, I'm going to need that softness and vulnerability. I'm going to need that unmade up look. Right now, I don't have any eye makeup on because I'm still recovering from the sty that I had. I would need to be able to have this look sometimes. Not all the time. In fact, not even most of the time. But if I had permanent eyeliner, I wouldn't be able to have that soft, vulnerable, undone look for when I'm playing somebody who's on their deathbed, or when I'm playing somebody in another time period, or if I'm playing somebody who's homeless, or any number of things that wouldn't be appropriate for my character. So that is why. But I think it looks fantastic, and I love it on other people, and if I were not an actor, totally 100% would. Would love a video on what you do on those down days, or how you kind of stave off the depressing feelings if that's possible. Yeah, I think I'll keep that in mind for a video for the future. Yeah, that's a good video that would be valuable to a lot of people. Thank you. I'd like to know how you've changed your makeup since going gray. Since going gray, I like myself without makeup more than I ever did when I colored my hair. When I colored my hair, my face always had a ruddy look to it, and I had to wear makeup. With gray hair, I don't feel like I have to wear makeup. How has my makeup changed? It's gotten brighter. I wear much brighter lipsticks now that my hair is gray than I did before it was gray. My eyeshadow hasn't really changed all that much. I still do a lot of coppery browns around my eyes because my eyes are blue, and copper orange being the opposite of blue will make blue look bluer. So I still use a lot of coppery browns around my eyes that I wouldn't necessarily recommend for all people with gray hair, but with people with blue eyes, yes. I think you have to really look at your own color palette and play up your own features. If you have green eyes, purple eyeshadow is fantastic. If you have brown eyes, you can get away with darn near every eyeshadow. And I think it's stunning. I think a gray eyeshadow on a brown eye is beautiful because you really pull down the hair color near the eye. A gray eyeshadow on a blue eye fights a little bit, the gray being so similar to the blue, unless I get into the really deep grays. The light grays just sort of seem to fight with the eyes. But I think the big thing is lipstick. Lipstick has become much more important since I have had gray hair, and bright lipstick has become much more important since I've had gray hair. More question about Howard. More question about Howard. Is Howard a professional chef? No, but boy is he good with a knife, isn't he? I also get eye infections and rarely wear eye makeup because of this. Is this infrequent for you? What do you do to keep your eyes safe from things like lid lining? I have always been prone to sties. I don't get infections inside the eye, but I do get sties frequently. I find that I usually get a sty after working on a job professionally, not from my own makeup. And this sty, I think, came from a professional job that I did. And I know makeup artists are really, really good about keeping all of their products clean, but I always seem to get a sty after working on a project. So not sure what's causing it, but that seems to be when it happens. Keep your brushes clean. Keep a spray bottle with rubbing alcohol in it. So important. Spray everything. Keep everything sterile. You know, spritz everything down, let it air dry, and it'll be clean when you pick it up next time. Clean, 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 clean. That's the most important thing. If you're prone to eye infections, you know, you might just not be able to do as much. If you're prone to it, if you get an infection every time you line your lid, well, don't line your lid. It might even be something, maybe you look into the permanent makeup so that you don't ever have to do it, so that you always have that little tattooed on eyeliner. That may be a consideration for those of you who have that problem, but keep everything clean. Wanted to ask if you did any hormone replacement therapy. Yes. When I started having menopausal symptoms, I'm not fully in menopause yet. I do still have periods, sometimes twice a month. Yay, that's super fun for me. But when I started going through perimenopause and I was having these symptoms, I was like the hot flashes and the night sweats and all of that. Some people are better about, you know, just going all natural or sucking it up. I was not. I went to the doctor and I got a patch, and I keep a patch on, and it's a low dose of estrogen, and it keeps those symptoms at bay. It makes my face a little fatter, which is a little weird for me, but it keeps me sane. The biggest thing that I was having a problem with was irritability, and I was being so snappish with Howard, and he didn't deserve it. And I really I needed to make that go away. I needed to not be so cranky, and the hormones helped. Now, not everybody can do hormone replacement therapy. A lot of people, if you're a breast cancer survivor, if your family is prone to breast cancer, I wouldn't advise doing hormone replacement therapy, but for myself, it's really been helpful. What would you suggest for stress and depression relief by way of exercise? I cannot afford a gym, and most likely wouldn't go if I joined, haha, just being honest. Oh, same, trust me, same. How do I start? What should I do? Yoga, walking? I don't even know where to begin, but I want to have some sort of daily jam that I can use to motivate my blues right out of me, LOL. Does that make sense? Oh, honey, it absolutely makes sense. When I was on my year of austerity and I had no money and could do nothing, I went for walks. Going on hikes saved my soul. I am fortunate that I live in Los Angeles, and I was able to walk to a place that had a nice hike. It was a 3.5 mile hike. Of course, it was 1.5 miles there and 1.5 miles back. So when I did that hike every day, it would be about 6 miles. Had me in really good shape. But that really helped with stress and depression because it was a tough time for me. Get out in nature. A yoga class, you're gonna have to go at a certain time, you're gonna have to wear a certain thing, you're gonna feel pressure to be a certain way around people. I say, just go out for a walk. Walk in nature, walk in your neighborhood. A great way to do it is make yourself a playlist of music that you find energizing and upbeat and positive, and pop those headphones in and go for a walk, and walk at a good fast pace. Don't just stroll slowly. Get that heart rate up, walk. Start out as small as you need to. Something's better than nothing, but that is my advice. If you need to kickstart getting out of stress, depression, and all of that, and you need exercise, nothing's better than going for a walk. Look at the flowers, appreciate the flowers, appreciate what you see. Look at each item. The beauty will snap you out of the depression. It'll help you feel less stressed. The exercise, the endorphins are good for you, but seeing pretty flowers on your walk. Maybe you have to drive to a location where you can have a pretty walk. Maybe you live somewhere that you can walk to. Maybe it's just right around your neighborhood. But I don't think you have to pay for exercise. I think that all you have to do is walk out your front door. Sometimes, for some of us, walking out our front door is hard. And, find a YouTube video with somebody who can walk you through an exercise. If you are one of, because I can go through this sometimes, I can have hermit tendencies. If you're a person who just can't bring yourself to walk outside, put on a video of somebody and exercise with them. Just move your body somehow, some way. Do some stretches. Feel positive. Fake it if you need to. Sometimes you have to fake it if you're really depressed. Put on music and dance around like an idiot. That's exercise. There are a lot of different ways you can exercise without joining a gym, without going to exercise classes. The important thing is to move somehow, and that movement will help with stress. It will help with depression. And it's hard to start. And start. Don't wait for a right time. Don't wait for a right day. Just start. Just do it. Ooh, this is a tough one. Do you realize you are a great inspiration? How do you feel about that? Thank you. I love that I inspire people, and it terrifies me. Knowing that people are listening to things I say makes me feel like I can't make any mistakes and that I have to say the right things all the time. I don't ever want to cause anyone any harm. I only want to say good things. I want to inspire you, but I feel that responsibility, and sometimes it's heavy on me. Sometimes it feels like a lot of responsibility, and sometimes it feels like a great joy. Sometimes it does both simultaneously. It's a weird feeling. I'm glad that I can bring some inspiration where I can, when I can. I'm glad that the words that I speak make sense to you and are helpful to you. And sometimes I may say things that you disagree with, and sometimes I may misspeak, and I'm always afraid of that. I'm afraid of being misinterpreted. I'm afraid of accidentally hurting someone's feelings. So yeah, there's a lot of emotion with that. I don't take it lightly. We take it very, very seriously. And yeah, there you have it. I'm gonna leave it at that. Can we plan to see you in any commercials soon? Well, gosh, I hope so. But there is a hair thickening product that I cannot remember the name of, but I wish I could, because when I used it during the commercial, oh my God, you guys, this stuff was awesome. And I used it there, but I didn't get any to go home with me. And I can't remember what the product is called, and it was terrific. So if anybody sees that commercial for me using a hair thickening product, please drop a comment and let me know, because I want to buy some. Other commercials, let's see, I did a commercial for J.D. Mellberg, which is some sort of financial planning. I don't really understand it. I'm not good at that stuff. If you see HSN, there is a product line called Skin, S-K-I-N-N, and I'm going to make a video about it because I was one of their models for their before and after, and so you can look for that. I've been on tons of auditions that I didn't get. It's always weird when you've gone on the audition and you don't get the commercial, you don't get the job, and then you watch it later and you're like, oh, they went a totally different direction. Okay. Or sometimes it's like, oh, yeah, I see where I went wrong. I should have done that. But I'll let you know when I know. And so look for me in that commercial for a hair thickening product. I did a pillow one a while too, and Karenique. Those are a little older. What was the pillow one called? Something where you pour water into it. I have to look that up. How long have you been an actress? Well, since I was born. Professionally, since 1990. So, we're coming up on 30 years. Can we see the orange cat? He's sleeping right now. He's like right over there sleeping on the dog bed. The dog doesn't get to sleep on the dog bed anymore because it's where Colby sleeps. Oh, you know what?
Good morning, Colby. Good morning. Oh, I know, and we've got Siki right there. And over there we've got Kiko. It's a good way to start the day, huh? Lots of that.
As you can see, Colby is one big ass cat. He's a great big ball of love. What I would like for you to discuss is your fitness routine and diet plan. After a certain age, we all have areas that we would like to improve. Yeah, I probably need to do a whole video about that, but just in a nutshell, there are no easy answers. Watch what you eat. Eat more plants. You don't need as much meat as you think you need, and you don't need as much fat as you think you need, and you gotta exercise. I go to the gym every day. Hopefully I take one day off a week, but I go to the gym every day, and I hate it every day. I do the weight machines and I do the treadmill. I should probably go take a bar class or a Zumba class and mix it up and make it more interesting, but I just kind of want to get in there and get it done and get out and move on with my day. And I work out with Howard now that we live together, and that's really nice because we do everything together, and it's just nice having a partner. Before that, I went by myself, and I do the weights because weight training is going to help keep your bones strong. It is so important. It's not just about what your body looks like now, it's about how your body's going to perform 20 years from now, and I want to have strong bones in 20 years, so I lift weights now. I do a full routine on my legs, I do upper body work, and then I do a half hour on the treadmill. Howard does a half hour on the elliptical because he is a little more open to being a sweaty mess at the end than I am. I could work a little harder than I do, but I don't. But at least I do something. Something better than nothing. Have you ever appeared in adult videos? No judgment here. It kind of depends on what you call an adult video. I have appeared nude in a number of videos back in the 90s. In fact, I have I have a movie coming up, Cuck, where I am playing a porn actress, and so that involves nudity. But I don't consider them adult videos. Have I ever done an X-rated video? No. Everything I've ever done is simulated. It's always pretend. I don't do anything real. Again, also, no judgment on those who do, but no, I haven't. But some people will choose to call some of the work that I have done an adult video. Everybody's verbiage for that, what everybody calls things, is a little bit different. How some people see it. Some people may see, you know, if I'm topless in a scene, they may call that an adult video, and for other people, an adult video is hardcore porn. So it really depends on what you call it, but that's my line. I do the fake stuff. Otherwise, how is the apartment and how is commuting working out? Awesome and awesome. I have a bit of a longer drive when I have to go into Hollywood. It takes me close to an hour to get there, but I don't have to go in every day. It's, you know, as it comes up, when the audition happens and when work happens. I've lived in LA for 30 years, and I'll tell you, with this business, sometimes you're gonna be shooting right down the street and it's gonna be awesome. And sometimes you're shooting way on the other side and it's not gonna be awesome. And there is no perfect location. Howard has a regular commute and he is digging it. He has had a really nice drive. It's been shorter than it was before, so that's been really nice for him. Having a happy partner makes me happier. Are you getting married? No plans on it. Are you planning any trips? What was your favorite film project you ever worked on? Who inspires you? Have you considered writing a book? Oh boy. We are always planning trips. We like to do little weekend getaways. We're going to be going to Santa Barbara in the summertime. We're going to go to Vegas at some point. So we've got little trips coming up. We are still talking about maybe we want to do Bora Bora. It kind of depends on this film that I have that's coming out. It depends on what film festivals it gets accepted to. If it gets accepted to really good film festivals, well then my trips are going to be to those really good film festivals. And if it doesn't, then my trips will be more pleasure oriented. So we'll see what happens. Have you considered writing a book? Well, yes, actually I have. I have mostly written a book. I have been working on this book for 10 years and I really need to publish it. I had a literary agent shop it around about 10 years ago and it got a lot of rejection letters, and those rejection letters hit hard. So I kind of lost my steam with it, but I really need to pick it back up. Then there was the whole Me Too thing, so I let it go, but now I'm doing this ICFTA thing, so I should probably, yeah. I wrote a book. It's not done. It's an instruction manual for actors and directors on how to work in film doing nude and intimate scenes. It's an instruction manual. And part of my hesitation is that I always get fans of my work from back in the day who want it to be a salacious thing, and they will write me emails that are a little more personal information than I want to have. You know, the emails that men send. And that always kind of like sends me scurrying away from the subject matter, but I do need to self-publish it. It is a book that will not be appealing to the mass market. It is a very specialized book, but I think it will be helpful to filmmakers. Will any of you want to read it? Not really. It's going to be really boring for you. It's not going to be salacious. It's not going to have tell-all. It's an instruction manual. So that's where I'm at on that book thing. What does your mom think of your channel? My mom loves my channel. She has really enjoyed watching the videos. She gets to spend time with me while I am making a video. So much in the way you enjoy hanging out with me, Mom enjoys hanging out with me. She gets to learn about my life and what's going on by watching my videos, in addition to the phone calls. Yeah, she thinks it's a hoot. She really enjoys it. I'm wondering about what camera, lenses, ring light, and filters you use during your videos. I like the look of the filter, how it softens your look, so pretty. Could you do a video showing the difference with and without the filter, please? Looking to buy one, but not sure if it helps enough to warrant the expense. I don't use a filter. I shoot everything on my iPhone. I use a newer ring light, and it does have a diffuser piece that goes on it that sort of softens the light. Otherwise, it's really harsh, but it's the ring light makes the difference. And I will show you. I'll get a little closer. So this is with the ring light on. You can see it's creating a uniform light. Behind the ring light, I have open windows, so I'm getting natural light that is then bumped up with the ring light. If I turn the ring light off, that is with the ring light off. So you can see the difference that having the ring light makes. It's all about lighting, and I found the ring light really pays for itself. It makes setup so much easier. I used to have big lights that I put up, but they'd be a little bit different every time. So they'd be perfect one day, and then, I'd shuffle it, and it's like it'd be a foot back or 6 inches back or whatever, or higher or lower, and then it didn't look as good the next day. The ring light gives me a certain consistency and ease. I have the ring light. I have a stand that I can put on my desk. I could also pop the ring light onto a tripod, which I have it on right now. And in fact, let me get fancy. Let me do something fancy here. I'm showing you my exact setup right now. I am looking right at my ring light. You can see my view out my window. You can see my cell phone that is charging because it's out of power. I usually use this, and I'm not sure which angle is going to be better for this microphone, but I had to stop using the microphone today because I ran out of power on the last video, so I had to plug it in. So I probably have kind of echoey sound right now. But yeah, it's a pretty low-tech system because I'm self-taught on everything and I have no idea how to use a fancy camera. So somebody wanted to see Colby. Here's Colby next to the shelf that we're waiting to put up, sleeping on the dog bed. Okay, yeah, I'm the world's biggest dork. Oh, don't close that. You're still using it, Monique. Notes. What are you up to doing these days in your career? I think I've answered that. Is it hard to memorize lines when you have a lot of dialogue, and do you use any special tricks or techniques like mnemonic devices, etc.? You know what? Repetition. I do it, and I do it, and I do it, and I do it, and I do it. I just keep repeating it. When I have Howard available, he will read lines with me. We don't usually act those lines. We just say the word, say the word, do the scene over again, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. I will also record on my phone. I will record me reading the other person's lines, and then I will be quiet for my lines. And then when I am alone, I will listen to that and I will read the scene over and over and over and over and over and over until I know the words backwards and forwards and upside down. No special trick, just hard work. New projects or movies, I've answered that. Next vacation, I've answered that. You know, once you move again and finish unpacking, answered that about any movies coming out. Sharon Bird says, are the cats gonna like him? I'm not sure if that's in reference to the man or the dog. They like the man, they tolerate the dog. The dog tolerates them. He loves me. Exercise routine or skincare routine. Yeah, we'll get to that. Adjustments with new location. Honeybee in some of your videos. More vlogs. Please share your favorite jewelry pieces that have so much meaning for you. I don't have much jewelry. I have my Tahitian pearls that I made a whole video about. I have a bracelet that Howard gave me that I love, and well, let me go get it and show it to you. I have this amazing silver bracelet that, isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that just beautiful? I love this bracelet. Sterling silver. It is so heavy, my arm gets tired when I wear it. And I love this for just an everyday piece of jewelry. It's by Lagos, and I will drop a link down below if it's something that you're interested in. But this was a very, very special gift, and every time I look at it, every time I wear it, I feel loved. I feel, you know, it's just, it feels really precious to me. So this is my favorite piece. Exercise routine, we did that. What colors would you recommend for women who are transitioning into going gray, like clothing and makeup? Bright colors, brighter lipsticks. You're gonna wanna steer away from so much of the browns and tans in your wardrobe, but you may likely keep a lot of browns in your eye makeup. Your lipstick colors will probably get brighter. I would recommend your clothing getting a little more colorful, a little brighter. I would recommend edgier. I find that, like, when I had red hair, I could wear a twin set in pearls and I looked adorable. Now if I wear a twin set in pearls, I look like a little old lady. So I find that now with gray hair, I'm wearing things like leather and fishnets and really edgy stuff. I go a little punky, a little gothy, because it just, otherwise you can look a little old-fashioned. I think that's really the key. Gray hair used to mean something. It used to mean, oh, she's old and not trying anymore. And now gray hair means she's really at peace with herself and she's celebrating herself. So I think the most important thing as you transition into gray is to be more self-expressive with your clothes. Whatever that means to you. If it means dressing a little more bohemian, if it means dressing a little more, don't make safe choices, because somehow those really safe choices will make you look older than you are. I mean, remember, those of us who are 50 years old now, right now, we were ripping up our fishnets with Madonna. We were spiking up our hair and blowing our bangs up straight up back in the day. We made some really questionable fashion choices in the 80s. Remember them? And, you know, explore. Find things that are really expressive of who you are now, just as your gray hair is expressing to the world who you are now. Don't dress for anybody else. Dress for you. And I think that is the most important thing to really rock your transition. Have you always had cats? Yes, I have always had cats. We have pictures of me as an infant in the crib with the cats. Will your sweetie ever appear on camera? Someday. How did you meet your boyfriend? We got that in the first one. Adjusting to living, we've covered that. Can I ask what type of modeling you did? Because you're 5'4.5". Most models are 5'9" and taller. That's absolutely true. I don't walk the runway. I am not a fashion model. Would love to, but I'm not. I am 5'4.5", and I do TV commercials. I do print ads that aren't about fashion necessarily, because they do want the long lanky frame for fashion, but you don't have to be that tall for hair or for hands or for, you know, eyes or face, varying parts like that. I tend to do more commercials than print work though, because video is kind of my medium. We all have our strong suits. What makeup brand do you want to try? I recommend Morphe. What's your dream acting role? I don't have a particular makeup brand that I'm dying to try. I really need to get out to Sephora and do some heavy duty shopping and try a bunch of new things. My problem is, as a YouTuber, I need to be trying new stuff all the time so I can expose you to new stuff all the time. And I have this thing in my soul where I can't be wasteful and I'm thrifty. And so it's really hard for me. I should go buy more makeup than I do. And then I should give it away. But it's hard to give away makeup because it's been used and it's not sanitary. You can't donate it any place. So I end up giving it to my friends a lot. All my friends get a lot of makeup. But there's no brand that I'm like, oh, I gotta try that. There's no holy grail. If I want it, I'll go get it. You know, I don't mind splurging when I do because I don't do it very often. Done, done. Done, done. I would like to see how you're going to decorate your new home. Oh, me too. I can't wait to find out. Again, not married to any particular style. It's going to depend on the house. The house is going to dictate how we decorate it, and I'm sure looking forward to it. And aren't we going to have fun with those videos? Isn't that going to be a fun project as we get to that point in my life? Daily routine, workout, personal care, rituals, etc. Coffee, make a video, edit a video, take the dog for a walk. I need to go do that soon. Sweetie comes home. We go to the gym, we work out, we come back, he fixes dinner. I usually finish up whatever video I'm editing. Then we eat dinner, take showers, hang out and visit for a while. We rarely watch TV, and then bed, and then we do it again. So it's a pretty boring daily routine. My self-care gets worked into my videos. My self-care gets worked into, well, you know, my shower time. You know, it's sporadic, and I don't have a real rigid routine as far as self-care. I listen to my body, what my body wants. I listen to my heart, what my heart wants, what my soul is craving. I'm very kind of all over the place. It's like, ooh, I want to do this, and I will do that. And I'm very spontaneous. I don't necessarily think that works for everyone, but that's what works for me. It makes me happy. That's my routine. It isn't one. What is your very favorite type of wine? I don't have a very favorite type of wine. I like them all. I like a Roussanne. I like a Viognier. I like a Syrah. I like a Pinot Noir. Favorite vineyards are Lincourt, Foley. Looking over at the wine rack. I like whatever wine is in front of me. I like wine more than I ought to. Monday through Friday, we don't often have wine. That's every once in a while, but wine for the weekends. Very favorite. Yeah, it's gonna change. My favorite is gonna be whatever is in front of me that is really hitting the right notes at that time. How did you meet your boyfriend? Are you married? And have you spoken about exercise routine? So that is it. We have covered all of the questions. took 2 videos, and they're both going to be really long videos, and may or may not be interesting. But I hope you enjoyed it. I had a good time, so I hope you have had a good time as well. I love you bunches. I'll talk to you very soon.